He single-handedly dismantled the entire manufacturing industry in America.
Yeah.
For short-term profit.
So the thing that Cobra is saying here, by the way, is the solution to the puzzle. So he has to basically have to chant. He has to say the spell and then enter the buttons there in the right order. So what he's saying is like, and you can pick out what colors he's meant to be saying here. But so the one issue that like I was having here was that obviously one, they take a bit of interpretive meaning with some of the colors. So like sunset, we would normally attribute to be like orange, but there's no orange color there, so they actually mean red. You know, that sort of stuff. And likewise, like they say, like if it's a certain word that says amber, it's like, but there's no amber there. Again, that's orange. Okay, so that must be yellow, and you have to work it out from there.
Sure.
So yeah, once you basically say the chant, put everything in order, the door should open then for you. And again, just the semantics of that alone was a bit annoying. So that has been cut down a little bit because like I was just doing that repetitively. But again, much like the rest of this game, you have to do it as predestined in the
Stargate is open.
Again, predate Stargate. So like there's a lot of fucking 90s sci-fi here that's showing up in Cobra, and I'm getting slightly concerned here. Like if I see Christopher Judge now just nodding at me finding this game now, I'm gonna be slightly worried, to be honest.
So far we've had the second saga, the second Star Wars trilogy, a lot of references. Now we've had a Stargate reference. I wonder what else we can get through before the end of the game.
You throw Xena in there as well. I know it's not necessarily science fiction, but it's fantasy fiction. You know, we could. All right then. So this is the so we are hopefully have stolen a march then from the villains because we actually knew how to solve the door puzzle. So they will hopefully be stumped by that now in a minute. There's the Undertaker
Death Rider.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got weird nipples.
I think I find Dave, they all have weird nipples.
I'm not against, the individually manipulated, but still.
Laura must be lying next to you at this point, just going, what the fuck did he just say? Like a completely out of context comment. She must be sitting.
She's got her headphones in for a reason, lad. Like that's
fair.
And again, and to be fair, she has a point.
Whenever she sees my headset going on, it's like, I'll put my headphones in now. Minesweeper.
Yeah, kind of. So essentially, there's a predestined. So this is actually quite a good puzzle here, right? So once you step forward, Cobra basically said, "I'm aiming for the second gate on the right here." So that's the target, and then he comes across this kind of like stone tablet here.
Yeah.
So it's in the shape of a snake, and you're thinking, okay, what's that all about? So here's the idea. The grid that just came up for us there, that is essentially, as Dave said, it's kind of a Minesweeper setup where if you go off the beaten path, you're going to either get attacked by an enemy or you'll take damage. So, or I think it's pitfalls. You can see there. So what's actually happened there? That lithograph is the clue to the actual correct path around this area.
That's clever. That is clever.
Yeah.
So basically, if you copy the path you see on the lithograph, then you'll get through to the next stage, no problem. And that happens a couple of times, but you will encounter enemies along the way. And this is basically the final level until we get to the end game. So now this is where it gets very, very fucking tricky because where like you're trying to judge the outward borders of the correct path. So even me just turning a little bit too early there is a bit frustrating, but again, Cobra's repeating some of the stuff that was mentioned previously. So heed the wisdom of the snake, which is basically follow the right path, blah, blah, blah. You basically make it straight from there. And this is where I was going wrong. You have to enter the path in. So now you won't be falling into any unnecessary pitfalls. And away we go. So basically, you can see there, as you progress through the path, there is, again, very Minesweeper rules. There's pitfalls appearing as they go along, and then these kind of like essentially random encounters, RPG style. So I'm not sure why they ripped off like Golden Axe enemies, but I mean it works, you know. So now, again, it's establishing that there are now enemies on the board, and they are going to start basically moving whenever they can, essentially. So again, it looks to be proximity based, where when you get to them at some stage, they're going to start attacking.
Yeah.
And as you can imagine, some enemies are strong and weak against cycle guns, punches, and kicks. So it's a lot of it is kind of trial and error, trying to figure out which ones are weak to which.
So that is the thing. A rip-off of Marvel's The Thing.
It is, yeah. But it's also just generally a stone golem, which is a fairly common thing in most works anyway.
Yeah, right, there are.
Yeah.
What also annoys me the most is that his axe is outward, not inwards. So like if he's trying to swipe at somebody, he's hitting him with the blunt side of the axe. It's like, no, that's wrong.
I'm gonna send that to a lad in work because I'm still trying to figure out how dark his humor is. So I'm going bits and pieces with it, and I'm just trying to fucking see what the story is.
That'll test them.
Yeah.
You also notice
the other night.
No, I was going to say, you also notice there now that we have health bars now appearing on left and right. Yep. So the mind gauge, by the way, is our cycle gun ammo. So if we overuse the cycle gun, that mind bar and the life bar, you can see there, runs down. So so your life can be replenished by smoking a cigar because they've been dipped in like Dr. Light's fancy medicine, and the mind gauge only basically replenishes over time, over turns, because you haven't been using the cycle gun. That's basically it. You'll see there, because we basically took an evasive action there, we've gained some life and mind back. That's basically the rules of the game, quite frankly.
Smack.
Nothing else more
than
that.
Got slapped.
Yeah. Again, I'm not sure why they couldn't just have made the entire game this when they had this programmed already, but
yeah,
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just being crazy here, but I would have liked this gameplay at the start of the game, and in the middle of the game, and at the end. You know, what a quirky idea that would be. You know.
Hey, look, a random Egyptian ripoff of a thing.
Yeah. It's the one with the nipples, the golden areolas.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah, the one with the weird nipples.
All over the place, not fucking armpits.
Those are actually the arrows. They come out from the bows are just for decoration.
Fair, I've seen like porn stars with boob jobs that done that badly. To be fair to them, like it's not completely impossible, but I've seen it where they're like 10 feet apart. You know, they're not nice looking. Aaron knows what I'm talking about. He's been there.
I only like them big naturals, baby.
No, I know, but you've seen the ones that are like, you know, have a fucking canyon in between them.
Oh my god!
Surely it's a trough, isn't it? Like geographically, canyon kind of has like it's technically a valley, actually.
It is. That's how far apart they can be.
Yeah, well. Again, depends on the topography there. You know, I'm not I can't claim to be a geography expert, but I know my lagoons from my Oxbow lakes. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah, so I'm down. I've already used up a cigar here, lads. I'm really letting the team down here.
So, see the option, the Bryson 77.
Yeah, that's the gun. That's my pistol.
That's a legit gun as well. I believe the Bryson is a shotgun.
I think it's meant to be like a take on Python.
Okay.
but I could be wrong about
that.
That's
a python. It's a python. Sorry, I thought it said
python.
bison.
Yeah,
I've got a python right here.
Hey, Jesus! You put no effort into that dick joke, Aaron. Honestly,
none,
that is just
none.
That was a flaccid pun.
Actually,
you know what, Aaron? That was limp. That was
one of my
limp.
friends.
It was limp. Yeah.
That was as limp as a wet noodle, Aaron. As limp as a wet noodle.
Somebody got caught in one of my group chats. Got legitimately caught in one of those fucking those like the along this fat in this dick or one of those fucking jokes. Anyway, I'll go through the fucking joke because it's funny, right? So one of the lads that I'm friends with put in a photo of this dog, saying, "Does anybody know who this dog? Who knows who owns him?" And one of the other friends goes, "I'm pretty sure it belongs to Suka from Blackpool." He goes, "Swear, who's Suka? Suka, this fat dick." He caught him for a fucking beaut. I just got a call as it came up, and I actually fucking choked on the food I was eating. I couldn't take the fucking call properly.
I do like seeing stuff like that, but like I saw like someone came up was like, "Oh, is there any news with you?" Yeah, I got a promotion. It's like, did you? Congratulations! Yeah, I got Norwich up to the Premier League 3-2 in the playoff final. Let's go. It's like we can't be friends anymore.
Yeah, I've seen that meme a couple of times. It's fucking amazing. I think it all originated from like when he sent his girlfriend the message saying, "Oh, I got a promotion. Can you believe it? Oh my god, I'm so proud of you. Yeah, Norwich to the Premiership. Fucking get in."
I was on the when I finished work today. I got to the Red Coat and I went on the Lewis there to Tala, and there was a girl on the Lewis with intellectual disabilities there, and just started staring out this woman in a wheelchair, like fucking intently too, like to the point where I thought she was going to attack her. I was sitting there waiting to fucking see someone get fucking dove on, but she didn't. And I was fucking taken back by this. So I'm sitting there, and that was the stop after Bellegarde as you're going to Tala. And the stop, so she got off on that one. So you want just, she's off, so you can feel the tension go down. Mm-hmm. And I'm minding my own business, but I look up at one point to like see the stop that I'm at. Because even though I know I'm going to Tala, I always keep an eye on where I'm going. And I looked up and I accidentally caught eye contact with her. I just, in my own head, went, "Oh, shit, I'm going to get fucking stared out here for the rest of my fucking life." She kept eye contact with me for a good 5 minutes and then punched the seat and proceeded to look me dead in the eyes as she pissed herself. Dead in the fucking eyes.
She must really hate Cork people to have done that.
She must just hate everyone that was on that Lewis, but specifically the people that were within her facility, because I sat there first, then she came afterwards.
Yeah.
She came on at Kingswood at your stop, essentially, and that's where she was staring out you one from. But it was she wanted to assert dominance, and she very much asserted dominance on that Lewis, right? I was fucked. It was not. I was like, I've been around a lot of kids with intellectual disabilities from my time in the youth club. So I genuinely know how to react around them. Like, I'm not fucking just like, "Oh God, look at them. Oh, what are they going to do?" I'm just like, I just stare at the other side. I just happened to catch eye contact with her. It was the punch and then the pissing of herself. Took me. I was fucked. I was like, if she starts at me, I'm done. She's going to kill me. Because the punch on the fucking seat was hard. Like, there was force in it. You know what I mean? I was like, "Oh, this is it for me anyway. This is how I fucking die."
This is you now. Nice knowing you, Aaron. Nice knowing you.
Exactly.
Man with more weird areolas holds head of what looks like a Diablo 4 ripoff.
But this is apparently Perugia, who slayed the beast Gorgon.
Ah, so he's Italian.
Apparently so. Now, I'm not sure how that exactly makes it what kind of shape that makes. Oh, well, there you go. well, that makes a fool out of me now, I have to say.
So this is like Pokemon and Final Fantasy, where it's like turn-based combat.
Yeah, it's like Final Fantasy is what kind of comes to mind initially, because like in Final Fantasy you can have it both ways depending on the game. You have like some of them are kind of like overworld icon like sprites, and you can interact with them if you want to, or it is just a case of like, oh, you've traveled X amount of space, time for a battle, kind of way. I think what's slightly more concerning is that like a lot of these enemies do move substantially faster than you do,
Yeah, it's just
and
almost like a double turn.
yeah, but it's also that, but like there is a certain level of randomness to it as well, because I think I had one or two fails in this, and I do believe I may have cut them out. But what was kind of evident to me was that like if I go around the first time around, I'm not guaranteed to get the same enemies again, and I'm not guaranteed to get the same number of enemies either. So there's obviously an intended like randomness to it. Um, Again, I would love for this gameplay to have been in the game outright. It would have made it a lot more interesting, made it feel like more of an RPG. But it's just kind of it's a baffling one to me why they haven't added this in. They must have felt like I think they worked on the pretense again, basically saying, "Oh, our main character is so good. All of these people are not a threat until you get to the final level where it is actually dangerous and you could kill them."
Yeah.
It's like you don't really get how like this whole video game thing is kind of above your heads, lads, isn't it? Like, like the whole point of a game is to be dramatic and to have some sort of stake in this, rather than just
Like
that's just all.
I'll admit, I miss when video games were just about the story goes to an end point,
Mm,
and there's just not linear, but it can be even like Skyrim, for example. To complete Skyrim's main quests, like it takes about 2 hours or something like that. But if you include all the side quests and the other stuff that you have to do, then it could take you anywhere between 20 and fucking 30 hours. Who knows?
not even
Um,
more. I mean, Skyrim is a very
but
long haul.
nowadays games are just I think we're lost where we are with video games at the moment. Like we're just lost on where we want them to go and what we want them to actually be.
Dave,
Again, depends on what
tell you
you're
right now.
looking, Dave. Like, I mean, if you're
No,
you're
I'm
talking
telling
about
you
like
right now, right? Most gamers, I'll let you finish there, and I have this thought in my head, and otherwise I'm gonna fucking lose it.
go for it.
Most
No, work
gamers
with it.
are pretty fucking steadfast in that we want single player story mode games. We would like single player story mode games.
Mm-hmm.
We want to continue to do single player story mode games. I cannot keep fucking putting like random shit. That's why the Avengers failed. That's why Suicide Squad failed. Like
And why
we don't
Spider-Man
want to
succeeded.
pay. We don't want to pay fucking £15 or euros or whatever for Iron Man suit from Iron Man 2. Thank you. Can we not? There's a reason why Spider-Man works. All the suits in it you can unlock it over time. And there's like 25 suits for the two characters, I think, in both of them, with variations of each suit. You can pay to get the new suits if you want. I personally haven't, because I already fucking like them. But you can pay for them if you fucking want. And they're only a fiver. But there's 2 extra suits for a fiver. Great. You just keep doing that, please. I understand Ultimate Team makes you €1 billion a year, but can we stop with the Ultimate Team? Can we stop with the
No,
fucking microtransactions, please?
Blame
you see,
Activision. They were the first ones to
this is
introduce the
where
microtransactions.
yeah, this is where you're missing it. Like the video game industry is now 100% business. It's not 100% hobby as it used to be in the 80s,
Yeah,
where there
not
was
creative.
yeah, the monetary gain was an accident for all intents and purposes, because essentially, especially in the homebrew in the UK scene and in Europe generally, that was just basically a means of helping people learn how to program. Like the video game stuff was a complete accident. Again, literally the first ever game was like a kibosh of like old like submarine technology. That's an accident. Like that wasn't intended to have taken off. But then again, like the human condition, the human brain enjoys a game, enjoys distraction. And while you have that as well, expanding, you have all these people seeing gaming for what it is, and it is essentially a really successful business model. And once again, as shockingly as it comes across, capitalism made things worse. And when you have massive fucking companies pumping out
Capitalism is bad, you say? Oh, don't get me
capitalism
fucking
is bad.
started.
It is fucking bad. Bring on the socialists.
Unregulated capitalism is bad. I would
Yeah,
also personally, I would still like to
agreed.
make money in my life, but that's a separate issue. But at the
Deregulation
very
fucking sucks.
Yeah, but but that's the thing. Like, so when you have so capitalists will do what they will do. They'll go into a unregulated market and they will milk the fuck out of it. And video games are a very unregulated market,
Yeah.
which is why the video game companies themselves are trying to regulate to suit them. Which is why we had the conversation about physical media earlier on, and Ubisoft are trying to basically take the rights of the games away from us. So, like, if they want to pull a game off the market, it's off our consoles. It's inaccessible. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not yours. You don't actually own the games when you buy them. You know. So that's a big furore at the moment, and I think that will probably fail because that is a horrendously it's consumer suicide to do something like that.
Well, that Star Wars Outlaws game came out, right? Now, I've always I've always dreamed of an open world RPG Star Wars game, right? And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Star Wars Outlaws, fucking get in there. Gonna buy this, at the end of September. This is gonna be awesome. And then the price is revealed. So you can either pay 80 or 90 euro for the game, or then they push the Ubisoft Plus subscription on you for 15 quid a month.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to get the game at all now. You fucking ruined it for me. I'm not going to bother. Like, you either price me out or force me into subscription.
It's at the stage that it's going to price people out, and that's the reality. Yeah. But the thing is, the costs of the games now are completely unsustainable. Like, there are games now that are more expensive now than movies and TV shows, and there will come a point. There will be a game that will, and I'm going to whisper this very quietly because I think this might go badly on the internet. But I think the straw that will break the camel's back in this regard is going to be Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah.
Because the costs of that game will not justify how that hits the market. The anticipation and the hype and the energy and the hopes for it to be that good, it's just not going to reach it. You're not going to please everybody. And the reality is it's going to cost so much money to do it. They might put it at a reasonable price because they know they're going to have millions of people playing it. But at the same time, if you're that company, you're going, fuck's sake, this Grand Theft Auto 5 thing was almost like a lucky draw in a sense. Everyone just ended up playing it, and the GTA Online became a really successful model. Now we have to do that again because people want another GTA game, but they're going to have to do GTA Online again as well. So there's two different issues there. At some point, shall we say, over the over egging of that particular cake is going to go. So you're going to pump so much money into a project, you're not going to get the return out of it, and people aren't going to be happy with it. It just takes one massive AAA game to collapse in on itself, and immediately that bit of the economy is gone.
Like, I don't think Grand Theft Auto is going to be that title.
It probably isn't, to be honest. But
it'll either be Grand Theft Auto or it'll be that Captain America and Black Panther game.
Yeah.
Or Wolverine.
Maybe. But I see tie-ins are like that sometimes. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like tie-ins, if that project fails, for instance, you can go, oh well, movie tie-in games don't usually work anyway. They'll always have that kind of hand wave, that bit of market analysis. But a game that's absolutely meant to work, a game for gamers type of thing, and if that doesn't work, oh, you're in trouble. That's a failure. A Grand Theft Auto 6 failure is like a gaming equivalent of an extinction event, and that's a conversation we're having.
There was an interesting argument made, right? So E.T., right, the so-called video game killer, sold something like 1.25 million copies, right? It was the biggest failure in video game history.
Yeah.
There was a recent PS5 exclusive that came out and sold 25,000 copies.
Yeah.
Since its release, in the same time frame as E.T.
Mm-hmm.
It's already. I think it's already happening.
It's already cancelled, isn't it?
No, it came out. It was released.
Yeah, but didn't it get fucking wiped? Didn't these Sony issue refunds and everything for that game? Or am I wrong? Is that one that starts with C, code something or whatever? It was that one, wasn't it?
I think it might have been, yeah.
Yeah, that won't be it. It's no, because I think that was just a bad game. Bad games are always going to exist, but it doesn't matter if we're in a fucking boom or not. Bad games are always going to fucking exist. I think that was just a bad game. If a game's good, the game's good. At the end of the day, that's just it. There was a fella from China made a AAA game, and it's been lauded as one of the games of the year. Like, if a game's good, a game's fucking good. At the end of the day, it's going to sell fucking copies, and it might be slow or whatever. It depends. Like, there's probably going to be Grand Theft Auto is going to be the first billion in terms of how much money they're going to put into it. So the very first ever billion $1 billion video game, right?
Yeah.
The biggest issue with the last Grand Theft Auto, I think people got over it because GTA Online was so good, was that there was a lack of DLCs. Once you were done with the story, you were done with the story. And that was an issue for me because I don't really like GTA Online. I never really did.
Yeah.
So I never had a reason to go back to the fucking game because I had cleared all 4 fucking stories on it. I did all the 4 different endings. What's the point of me going back to the fucking game anymore? It's the same with Hogwarts Legacy.
But you can understand though as why like the GTA Online is not for us. We're too old for GTA Online to a certain degree, or we're too varied in our gaming experiences to want anything else. Like, don't get me wrong, like I with my fucking like ADHD, I like just having a comfort game that I can play in the background while I'm doing something else. If I want to play a new game, I have to stop everything and play it. In the same way that when we're doing our next playthroughs in the next series, I am going to sit down and play them for the X amount of hours and get them done. So like that's a different environment in a sense. With GTA Online, it's a case of like people are only playing that game. They're only playing FIFA. They're only playing fucking Call of Duty Wankstain or whatever it's called now.